Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very good. How about that, Patriots? How's it going? All right, let me figure out what I'm doing here again. There we go. How's it going, Patriots? Another day, another beautiful day. We just had 65 degrees yesterday. It was freaking awesome. And another nice, sunny, breezy, 45-degree day today. And we're getting into figuring out what happened over the weekend. A lot of stuff went on. Mainly, Trump was right about everything. MAGA is advancing on all fronts. It couldn't be better right now. And the screaming lunatics are just being showed for exactly what they are out there right now. The left is losing their mind. And a lot of that had to do with everything I watched over the weekend surrounding the Operation Epic Fury event in Iran. So welcome in, Patriots. We'll get it done quick today, hopefully. And a couple other things happened. Remember, Trump gave the State of the Union speech last Tuesday. And in that speech, he was, and the Republicans were all clapping for him and everything, and standing up and all that, all in favor of Trump, right? And Trump said one thing to them to do, and that was before anything else, pass the SAVE Act. What did Congress do? What did the Senate do? You know what they did? They voted on a dog parade. Now, if this isn't a public humiliation ritual right in your face, Patriots, I'm telling you, when the president, the commander-in-chief says, before anything else, do this, and then they go out and vote on a dog parade, it's a slap right in your face. It's meant to be taken exactly how it looks. He said, before you do anything else. That means on Wednesday, those guys should have voted on pass the SAVE Act, not a dog parade. And the fact that it was a dog parade that they voted on just makes it even worse. This is what I see as public humiliation rituals in your face, man. Like the mainstream media, you can't hate them enough. I'm starting to feel this way about our Congress, our House of Representatives, and our Senate. They just make everything a fiasco. And speaking of fiascos, so that was the Senate that voted on the dog parade. Meanwhile, in the House of Representatives, they bring Hillary Clinton in, and they bring Bill Clinton in, and question them behind closed doors, okay? And we're going to get a transcript now, but we haven't gotten it yet. And we're going to get the video, but we haven't gotten it yet. For whatever reason, there's no reason we got to wait for these videos of this hearing. And then Hillary, they just made it a mockery again, once again, a mockery in your face. So, Trump is pointing all this out. We're becoming aware of everything that's going on, how inadequately our representatives are representing us in the Congress. We want that SAVE Act. It couldn't be clearer. It's a consensus in America. No matter what party you're in, you want fair elections. And they just refuse to do it. So we'll see how everything moves forward. They may or may not pass it. We'll see. And I'm sure we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But right now, we're holding primary elections without the SAVE Act. So heads up out there. Trump has purposely not endorsed Texas governor. I think he has talked about, there's 3 major guys running for the Republican primary for the Texas governor right now, I think, is what is happening right now. And they got mail-in voting for 3 weeks. And, the same thing, the same rigged system of voting is happening right now because Congress didn't pass the SAVE Act yet. So that's the way it is. That's the facts right there. The Bill and Hillary thing. Somehow or another, Hillary wanted to have an open door hearing, and then they sided against it. And Hillary said all these parameters on the rules of the engagement of the hearing. Why they let her do that, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. Once again, making a mockery of the system of order in our government. And at one point, one of the representatives, I think Lauren Boebert, took a photo of Hillary inside the hearing and released it to Benny Johnson. And Benny Johnson put it on his channel, and that created a whole flap. So here we have Republicans creating the additional flap on just goofiness in the Congress, in the halls of Congress, man. It's sick. It is sick how these people don't represent us. So anyways, Hillary stormed out. I guess she came back in. And the only thing that we're left hanging on right now is little press conferences that the people having the hearing were coming out and telling the press what just happened. And then they go back in. Then they come back out and tell us what happened again. And it's, how do you take a 2-hour interview and turn it into 1 week's worth of newscasts, And it's just not cool. It's not cool. By then, in a week, everyone's going to forget Hillary ever testified in front of Congress or Bill ever testified in Congress. Neither one of them gave any dirt up on Trump, which was the whole meaning of why they wanted to participate in this hearing. And it just gets worse and worse and worse with this Congress. So the revealing is happening. The truth is coming out. Praise God. That's what we've been praying for, and it's happening all over the place right now. What else happened now? And then, like last Friday, there was a speedboat with Americans on it heading towards Cuba. This is just a little back thing that happened, and it's already forgotten about, swept under the rug. I don't know what the deal was with that, but it was an American boat. The Cubans shot at it, warned it, shot at it. The thing was speeding towards Cuba. I heard there were guns on board the boat, so I don't know what was going on there. And who knows if we'll ever find out, because things are happening so fast, they just get kicked out of the news cycle. So there's murmurings about Cuba and a deal with the Trump administration to get rid of this communists in Cuba. So there is a lot going on. Trump gave a speech in front of these gigantic oil tankers down in Texas, I think, on Friday. And so while, and then launched this whole war or whole skirmish. It's not really a war. It's an operation. Operation Epic Fury. So now we know what we're talking about. This one's the Epic Fury operation. And seems to be a total success. And I'm thinking everything Trump said was right. He's pointing out the American public right now is ruminating on the fact that Barack Obama sent them, what, $1.8 billion of cash in airplanes, in $100 bills, like while he was the president, gave $1.8 billion in cash to the Iranians, our enemies, the people who have been sponsoring terrorism all over the place around Israel and screwing with our elections and all that. So it's crazy, man. I don't know what to think of it all, but I'm secure in my endorsement of President Trump leading the way through all of this, man. Hey, Glory B, you had some great streams going yesterday. That was cool. Check out Glory B for Freedom. She was down. You were in D.C., right? And man, the people are happy. Iranians are celebrating all over the world right now. There was a huge celebration in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., and Germany. They're all over. This is exactly what the Iranian people have been waiting for 47 years. And this is a wrap-up event for my life, because when I became politically conscious, this Iranian hostage situation happened, and Reagan got elected, got all the hostages returned on day one. It's another proof of a lame duck president who had no idea what he was doing was Jimmy Carter, because on the day after Reagan got elected, the hostages came home on that event. So now this Muslim's been in charge of Iran for 47 years, and he's out. He's dead. Here's what we know about. So anyways, Glory be. Excellent work on the ground. Boots on the ground. It's awesome. I see Cash in here, man. Check out Cash's channel. He's putting out shorts and on everything, man. Excellent updates on all that stuff, Cash. And I really appreciate the work you're doing, man. It keeps us all up to date on what's going on. And he's not posting junk. He's not posting Benny Johnson videos or, Charlie Kirk conspiracy theory shit. He's putting out clips on what's relevant with actual clips of the president, actual clips of Tulsi, actual clips of Pete Hegseth. That's the only way we can know that we're getting the valid information, when the transparency of the Trump administration is making all of this stuff public. There's no reason to wonder what's going on, because they're coming out and telling us what's going on. Big difference in this administration from others that I can remember, in the past here. So appreciate the work, Cash, man. What's up, Patriot Roy D? We're all out there in the chats, man, representing MAGA well. Hey, Carrie. And that's another thing, being out in these chats and like on Ford Fisher's videos and stuff. The thing that was crazy in D.C., there was all these happy Iranians, celebrating in the streets there. And then there was a D.C. crowd that was protesting against it. They want to let the Ayatollah, they were like, leave the Ayatollah alone. Don't get the Ayatollah. Don't go and mess with other regimes and stuff. And then when you're looking at the crowd that's doing that protest, every single one of them looks like an unemployed federal worker. And it's just, in D.C., there are 270,000 unemployed federal workers, because that's the amount of fat that Trump cut out of the employment records of D.C. So now you know what they're doing? They're going out holding these protests, man. Just take a look. If you go back and watch any of that stuff, it's unemployed federal workers, and they all look like unemployed federal workers. It's really cool. It's not a diverse crowd. It's a very predictable looking crowd, and they're all collecting unemployment checks because they either walked out of their job or got fired from their job. So that's what the opposition is. It's paid opposition. They're paid to come out and protest this stuff. Yeah, Ford missed out because he's covering the lefties, man. There was another event in D.C. too where Jake Lang got arrested on the right by the Capitol, right in front of the Capitol, on a warrant or something. He was having a rally to or a little march. He had about, I don't know, 8 guys with him, and they wanted to pass the SAVE Act march. And yeah, here's the Jake Lang arrest. And there's a lot to it. I don't know what to think of Jake, man. There's a lot of, I don't know. So he got arrested, and the cops just, as they marched like 2 or 3 blocks, got to the Capitol, and then kind of set up, and then Jake started giving a speech to the camera right in front of the Capitol. And he got about 20, 30 seconds into that, and police just descended upon him and just arrested him. And all they would say was that he was being arrested on a warrant. So I'm wondering if this has something to do with when Jake kicked over the ice sculpture on the steps of Minnesota, which would mean that he got arrested, and then some people in the chat were saying he didn't show up for his hearing there, and then a warrant was put out for his arrest on that. Okay, but to have an extradition agreement between Minneapolis and Washington, D.C. would be kind of weird, man. I don't think states have that type of extradition agreements amongst themselves. It's actually more rare than you think. And the police didn't explain anything. His guys continued to march, and here's what his guys did, something pretty cool here. That screaming demon Patricia showed up. She came running in, man. She did more running yesterday, or what was this, yesterday or Saturday? I can't remember. She did more running than I've ever seen, man. And she came running in on them and started screaming her vulgar filth on her bullhorn and stuff. And then when Jake got arrested, the guys were in disarray a little bit, it looked like. And they started just following her. And she started walking away. And instead, they just made their own little march wherever she was going. And I think it was driving her insane. It was really, I kind of enjoyed watching it because she was getting tight. And they were just playing God Bless the USA behind her really loud the whole time. And it was pretty funny, I thought, man. No, all right, so there was no warrants showing, so that was a lie. So how did the D.C. police, and I think it was Capitol Police that arrested him, how did they just tell everybody it's for a warrant and get away with that? I mean, there had to be some legitimacy to that. And then everyone's going, oh, see, Trump leaving him hanging, and there's the Jake haters, too. They're saying bad things. But I don't know. We don't know. I don't know if he's out yet, or if he, just got released, or if he's getting shipped over to some other court there. It was for yelling at the J6 cop that beat the lady. Okay, allegedly, right. Okay, well, we'll find out, man. I haven't talked to Patty, no. And I don't watch her channel. I don't know where her channel is or anything. Yeah, and I'm not uptight about it, Glory. Right. Well, more will be revealed. Jake will definitely capitalize on it. And whether it was a staged event by Jake is a little bit of a stretch of the imagination. We want the SAVE Act passed, and he was making a march to the Capitol with a gigantic banner that said pass the SAVE Act. So I'm in favor of that, that's for sure. But just more drama and excitement and just stuff to go, wow, things that make you go, wow, man. All right, let's talk about Operation Fury a little bit. So Operation Fury, here's what what I think are verifiable facts at this point is that the Ayatollah is dead. They got the Ayatollah. And one thing I'm left wondering is did the United States do anything at all in this? Or was this all done by the Israelis at this point? Because I've really seen no footage of American ships launching missiles or, paratroopers going in or any helicopters going in or anything. So I'm wondering if this is a head fake by the administration where we really didn't do anything. We just parked our aircraft carriers out in the both ends of Iraq and let Israel take care of this. The American sources were saying that we got like 5 or 10 other people besides the Ayatollah, but the Israeli news is saying that they got like 40 of the Ayatollah's top guys. So that's not really out there anymore, or isn't out there as fact yet, and still waiting to see what happens with all of that. I'm looking at it like the Ayatollah, man, everything I've been investigating about Iran is that the people don't want a Muslim government there. So I'm wondering how a Muslim government installed itself over these people, because I'm hearing numbers like 81% of all Iranians don't support a Muslim government. So how did they go about doing that? How did they install the Ayatollah? And then we're finding out that the American government, USA, was funding them with millions of dollars a week and stuff like that. So how can that be happening, patriots? All right, if our Congress, they're in charge of the money, they got the purse strings, right? And if there's $40 million a week going to Iran, something is very, very wrong with that system. Yesterday, there was a news that came out that like 112 schoolgirls got annihilated because of one of the bombs hit the school, all right? We're finding out that is definitely the wrong story. The real story is that an IRGC launched missile hit the school like right after it launched it, because that school is in the middle of a battle array, okay? This is what they do. They use the people as like human shields. So no matter if you can get these people without killing civilians, it's a miracle, first of all. And when you do attack them, lots of innocent people die. Well, here, they launched a missile, and I saw a video of it, so I'm waiting to see if that video is real or not, of a missile just going up like 500 feet in the air and just dives into this school. So I don't know what's up with that, but that it was, as soon as I heard it, I thought this is not real, because I was seeing nothing but really blurred out videos about it. But apparently some girls did die at a school because a missile hit it. But whether or not it was one of our missiles or Israel's missiles or one of Iran's missiles is yet to be determined at this point, man. It's another instance of a failed government in Iran couldn't keep the nation safe, all right? They have like such bad negotiating skills that they're dealing with the best negotiator in history, Donald Trump, and they couldn't come to an agreement with that. And it's just another failed government. Islam, I can't believe that it's a religion anymore. It's an indoctrination, and it's more of a political system, the way they move in and breed and try to cheat to get more people and rip people off. They're allowed to rip you off. It's not against they don't get sins attributed to them when they steal our money or things like that. So it's an indoctrination, and I'm just looking at it like, all right, man, one less Muslim country on the planet, that's going to be a good thing. These people are not for the same, they're just not compatible with our idea of what freedom is, you know. To them, freedom is the ability to come in and install an oppressive government and make women wear headscarves and make a lot of laws and stuff. And some of them they think are good, you know, they can't sell alcohol. They all drink, but technically you can't have a liquor store in a Sharia area and stuff. Oh, I heard, glory be, I heard 112 were killed in that, man. Yeah, political machine, Carrie. Exactly. All right, I see Tina in here. Hello, Tina. Good to have you. Okay, another interesting thing that I found odd, ironic, was that Grok AI predicted the day that this would happen. Elon Musk is posting about stuff like that. And, you know, February 28th, Grok said Iran's going to get attacked. So here's another instance where this AI is, we should be utilizing this AI. I want to take AI, just like Loeffler's doing in the Small Business Association, and put it on the government, man. Let's use AI to audit the government. That is the best idea of the year so far that I've heard. Now, here's another thing to think about, man. So that just happened Friday. On Tuesday, Trump was giving a State of the Union speech to the whole world, okay? So in Trump's mind, he knew this was all going to happen shortly, very shortly, right? And he was cool as a cucumber up there on the stage, you know. This is the mastery of this man, Donald Trump, man. He is highly skilled in things and he never gets credit for it, man. I'm going to give him credit for that. If he had all that going on in the back of his head about this, and this isn't something he ran on either. We weren't like going to Trump rallies saying, bomb Iran, bomb Iran. No, we were like, no more wars. So this is a huge risk to his reputation and credibility to step out and do this. And it's got to have some type of a purpose, man. Somewhere or another, this fits into an art of a deal somewhere. And I can only speculate on that. I'm not going to speculate, you know, out in public, you know. We can sit around and talk about that over a gin and tonic, but I'm not going to do it on live stream here. The Muslim calendar and 9/11. No, I'm not sure about that, Cash. There is some kind of weird, there's going to be the eclipse and the planets are lining up or something. And it's Purim, which is a Hebrew holiday, a Jewish holiday. And there's a lot there with that. Okay, so I'm studying the end times prophecies again. You know, I just picked up a book, I'm reading about it. And basically, the whole tribulation thing, what most Christians figure out about or learn about tribulation, is that the Antichrist has to walk into the temple and cease the daily sacrifices. And right now, that is not occurring because there is no temple yet. So before like the tribulation happens, there has to be a temple in Jerusalem that they reinstitute the sacrifices and the priestly class that did all of that stuff, in my opinion. So it's not going to be like tomorrow this is all happening. A lot of things got to happen, and clearing the top of the Temple Mount could be one of those events. So I was looking for some type of an event like that, like a stray missile hitting the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. And that may still happen. And then it would all fit in together with that. March 3rd, 3-3. Right, okay. Yeah, this numerology thing, I don't know how to read it, but it's real, man, for sure. For sure. That's about all I got on the Operation Epic Fury. We're just going to wait and see how it all pans out. I guess the IRGC is they just lost a bunch of hierarchy in their group. They're going to figure out, who wants to raise their hand now and say, I'm the Ayatollah now. I don't think a lot of people are lining up for that. So we're going to have to just see what happens with that. And it should be an exciting week. Maybe we'll get the videos of Bill and Hillary, and then we can geek out on that for 3 days, It's pretty wild. In the meantime, things are happening. People are getting arrested. People are stepping down from their positions. There is all kinds of more dirt. Epstein people, they're combing through it and finding all kinds of stuff, man. And it's basically that Epstein was a Democrat. The Democrats were getting money from him and getting positions from him. So everything Trump said is right. I mean, if we could just accept that fact, I think we'd be a little more calm. Not that we're all not calm, but we got to be heads up for these terror cells to be started up here in America. We do know that there's a bazillion immigrants here. I mean, they're all over. The deportations must continue and advance in cadence. It needs to be happening even faster than it is now. They are setting up processing centers in my area. There's one going in Pennsylvania. We got the Alligator Alcatraz. I mean, this has all got to be happening faster. So, and the self-deportation operation should advance, I think, as people realize they're not going to get away this time. This isn't going to go away this time. I think more and more people will self-deport. They get $3,000 or whatever, $2,800, and a free plane ride home, and the chance to come back. And there are people already who have self-deported and came back. These are people that were hardworking immigrants who never did the paperwork, but they were here. I heard one woman was taking care of her elderly father, and she had to leave her father with somebody for a while, but somebody at her church did that for her. And she had advocates here too that were advocating for her to come back, which is awesome, man. Which is awesome. Yeah, for Purim, you should read Esther. Exactly, Tina. That's the story of Purim. I think it's pronounced Purim in Hebrew. Hey, Jamie Crow, how's it going? So another thing that's, the contrast between Trump and other presidents. I mean, how many presidents didn't get this done before, Here we got a list. Jimmy Carter didn't get it done. Ronald Reagan didn't get it done. George H.W. Bush didn't get it done. Bill Clinton didn't get it done. George W. didn't get it done. Barack Obama didn't want to get it done. And Joe Biden didn't get it done. Donald J. Trump got it done. Iran can now be free of the regime. They can now take their country back. So that's a weakness in every one of those ex-presidents right there. They allowed that to fester in Iran, and I think they had reasons to allow it to fester so that the war hawks could create their skirmishes and their sell weapons and make money off the strife and killing of other of just people, you know, to keep the conflicts going. They make money off of that, and they make power off of that. They keep their power from that. Let's see what else. Here's a scene, man. I mean, this is wild. This is from a celebration, I think, out in LA. And here we got people out in the streets celebrating with Iranian flags and Israel flags. And in everything that they've been telling us about the Iranians, this is impossible. They hated the Jews, right? That's what we've been told for 47 years, that the Iranians hate the Jews and the Jews hate the Iranians. But it isn't that way. It was the regime that was in power there that they didn't. They've been lying to us. Just another instance right in our faces that we've been getting lied to. This is what they've been doing to us for 50 years, patriots. Just keeping us mesmerized and spellbound. This was another guy, man. I'm just seeing all these beautiful people, man. They're out celebrating that they finally got their country back. They got the regime out. Now they got to restructure. They got a big job to do right now. And I don't know, I think I heard 400,000 Iranians live here in this country, most of them legally. And are they going to go back? Now's the time to go jump back in. If you love your homeland, this is the time to go back and help them out. Be what you need to be so your country will succeed. I think the only reason I got this screenshot was because of that Tesla truck in the background there with the Iranian flag and the American flag. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, the Shah in the 50s. You know, I always thought we installed the Shah, but there's more to that, and I haven't had the time to look totally into that. I think Britain had a lot to do with that, too. Yeah, it'd be nice to see Iran freed up again, become part of the new world community. Let's get some trade going. Let's keep everyone. Donald Trump wants everyone to make money, you know. Let's get it going on. I thought this was a good statement here. Donald Trump is not a politician. He is a leader. Politicians are a dime a dozen. Leaders are priceless. I think the black people are waking up, man. They are waking up that they've been lied to for so long. They've been oppressed by how they were voting. They've been totally brainwashed into voting for people that were going to oppress them longer and continued. Memes are 1,000 words, man. This is great right here. Meanwhile, back at Never Trump command centers, they're crying so hard they got bubbles coming out of their nose. Yeah, glory be. I remember seeing pictures of Iran back in the 70s. I mean, that was right when I was, you know, graduating high school. That stuff was happening, and we were just stoked that Jimmy Carter's brother, Billy, was like a hillbilly and drinking beer and stuff. Remember Billy Carter? Jimmy Carter's embarrassing brother. That's really all we thought was funny back then. So hopefully the news that the Ayatollah is dead is true. Because there's other people going, no, that's not true. That's fake news too, but we'll see. And take note, once you figure out what the truth is, take note of who is spreading misinformation, because it is a very confusing day and age where we live in right now. We definitely got to learn to discern. Who do we get the information from? Do we trust their judgment when we're just listening to podcasters and things like that? Are we seeing enough evidence to support our opinions and our views on that? Yeah, Cash, Billy Beer. I had a beer can collection. That was in it for sure. So overall, I couldn't be more happy with my third vote for Donald Trump. I think he's doing it. I think he is proving himself right at all times here. I don't think this is going to turn into a war. I really don't. We have a lot of allies in this that can do some of the heavy lifting, that I think would enjoy doing some of the heavy lifting over there in Iran. And I think that's a good thing. We're bringing a coalition together. We're creating a world community of countries that are fighting to get rid of these elite globalists that have been decimating their countries too. They hate them too. They hate the elites. And these elites have been decimating us, man. They start off gigantic companies, and then they give money to BLM and stuff to create strife in the streets here. And we got to be smart with where we're spending our money. Who are we giving money to? Are they using that money back against us like Nike was doing for years? But Nike spent a lot of money brainwashing people into wanting their shoes, and they made a lot of money. But they were giving tens of millions of dollars to BLM-type organizations and stuff. And our government was giving billions of dollars to NGOs, non-government organizations. That's a new thing in the last 20 years. Another scam created by Congress. So Congress is on the burner right now, and they better pass the SAVE Act or it's going to be flush. It's going to be flush time with the Congress. The people are going to have had it with them, and we're going to demand they all be removed, just like the Brunson and Adams case would have done 3 years ago. They got to leave their office, and we're going to have an emergency election or some type of a solution like that. So thanks for dropping in, Patriots. It looks like there's other streamers live right now, so I'll let you go check them out. Thanks for stopping in with me, and we'll just keep you posted as we can go now that the weather's getting great out here. I really appreciate all you guys. Hit the like, subscribe, spread the word, tell people this is a Trump Jesus channel. I think more people are turning on to the fact of Trump and Jesus. I mean, look how many people are just out talking about Jesus now. That wasn't 5 years ago. That wasn't happening 5 years ago. But now we got vice president, the head of the FBI, the head of the military is all out publicly proclaiming the name of Jesus Christ on the nation and praying in public. And it's an amazing thing. Father, send workers. We're going to need them. God bless you guys. This is Jericho, over and out.